So hi guys, this is Ernie Hatmaker, and I'm going to show you how I make a garlic parmesan asparagus. Actually, it's a double garlic, so basically it's called social pariah parmesan asparagus. You're going to love it. So these are going to be our ingredients. The star of the show, asparagus. With the tips, as long a stem as you can. These are fairly, look, I just broke one off. These are fairly thin, which, will be really good to, quickly roast, because it's only going to take about 10 minutes for the roasting, and a couple more minutes because I'm going to melt another layer of Parmesan on it, and Jasper's going to scream through the whole thing. You guys love Jasper, right? Too bad it's not Saturday. Garlic powder. Minced garlic. Now if you have a clove of garlic, then it'll probably taste a little bit fresher, but I mean, it's going to be roasted anyway, so I'm going to use what I have. Some sprinkly Parmesan and wood shavings. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I won't get on a soapbox, but you know what's in this stuff. And then some real Parmesan, which, my light is kind of, ooh. Look, check that out. That's shredded. Some onion powder. And about half a cup, don't know if you can see it, kind of looks like urine, of olive oil. Now if you use more than that, you're probably going to steam your Parmesan, especially with it being as thin as mine is. So those are our ingredients, and I'm going to show you what I do. Now, if you want to do something a little bit different, like throw some salt and pepper and all that good stuff, that's your stuff. You make it yours, because I stole this from somebody, and I'm making it mine. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is wash this, which you guys already know what that looks like, so I'm not going to show you that part. And then the next thing I'm going to do is chop off. I may not have to chop them off. They keep breaking. The white stems all the way up to that first little knuckle there. Is that what it's called? A knuckle? Does asparagus have knuckles? Anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about. If you guys would, could you help me find one of these knuckles? It just rolled somewhere. I hope it didn't roll under the stove or something. I'm looking for one of my knuckles. I dropped a knuckle! No. So these things are, especially, the white parts, the long tips or whatever, they're really woody and chewy. Yes, Jasper. You hear him laughing. He knows he's being a distracting little. So anyway, I'm going to finish breaking all these. I don't even think I need to use my knife. I'll use you one day. Everything would have been great if it wasn't for those meddling kids. Did you guys ever play that game with rubber bands where you did, Jasper? Okay. Where you fold the little paper up, and then you make a little V with it like that, and then you take it to the school library or something like that, and then you pull it back like that, and then you flick it. I almost hit the bird with it. I almost hit the bird. I should have. Now y'all know, what I'm doing. I have to write my name. I just have to. There, look at it. Isn't that great? Your pee will stink. That part is true. When you add double garlic, your breath will too. Now you can see I've lined just a regular old baking sheet with foil, but I also have this, which is parchment paper. I've got the parchment paper in here just to make it a little bit, you know, non-stick. And, you know, that's, you know, in lieu of, you know, using a no-stick spray, which, you know, I have. I just don't want to use it. So I got this oil, and I'm going to, instead of pouring the oil and then rolling it all around and then, you know, sprinkling all this stuff on top, I'm just going to put about 2 tablespoons, sorry, I'm being screamed at by a bird, of the garlic powder. The same amount of onion powder. I need to get some more. Can somebody remind me to get some onion powder? You know, talking to one of you guys. See this? And you see the Parmesan Romano. I would, you know, have gotten regular Parmesan, but I use, you know, Parmesan Romano quite a bit. Plus, you know, I love the extra sawdust in here, which I'm going to be quite liberal with this. And it's going to make the oil kind of gritty, which is fine. And then I'm going to take this minced garlic, and I'm going to put a big old hunk of burning teaspoon of it in here. It's really like 2 tablespoons, but I cheated. And I'm going to wait and use the regular, you know, shredded Parmesan for the last 3 minutes. So that's why I haven't added that in here. And I'm just going to kind of stir this stuff and get it all nice and olive oily and make sure that it's, you know, nice. Now this would be the point where you would want to put some salt and pepper in it if that's what you want to use also. I'm not going to do salt and pepper. Just trust me, it's going to be savory enough without it. But if you want to take away that tart, garlicky, oniony taste, you know, just a tad, then you can warm it up with some black pepper. I would use the kind that you have to grind. That's just me. I actually have that. But yeah. Anyway, so instead of just clopping like a horse, I'm just going to kind of liberally do this with it, because what I'm going to end up doing is spreading it probably with my hands. I haven't gotten my hands dirty in a while. That ought to be fun. But just going to kind of get that going by doing a little bit of a liberal clop and plop. I like that better. The garlicky, oniony, parmesan-y clop and plop. Now that we're empty, this is the fun part. It's just getting your hands disgusting. As long as all of the stuff gets coated, which, you know, you could really just lay this down and just roll it all in there. And I'm really making more of a mess than I need to. But it's fun to get your hands dirty, you know? It's fun. Anybody out there who has a garden can say the same thing. Oh, I love getting my hands dirty. And nobody ever says, well, how come you don't use your gardening gloves for that? Or how come you don't use tongs? You don't have to go after that worm. You don't have to go play with those worms. So anyway, everything's getting coated, including my fingers. And I just might lick my fingers. I'm not even kidding. I love garlic and onions. Plus, you know, garlic is so good for you. I don't grow it. I wish I did, but I don't. I think that might be a good addition to the Arkansas garden this next season. Well, not this fall season. Lay flat. You want to make sure that they're not stacked on top of each other, which, you know, I'm not doing a good job of because I'm doing like 2 things at once. But yeah, that way they don't steam and they all get a chance to get some of that heat, because that's what's up. Now, if you feel so inclined, You can lick your fingers now. Lick those fingers. Preheat the oven to 400. So now while I wait for the oven to preheat, I could be doing the rest of the cooking, which, you know, I may or may not choose to show what I made because I might forget because I am kind of hungry. I haven't had anything really real to eat today except for some chips and some homemade peach salsa. I did can some peach salsa. I think you guys know that because you saw my salsa video and my mower salsa video. So you know that I love salsa. I love salsa. So I can eat that stuff breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, for real. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But let me tell you, when you do that, you gotta stock up on toilet paper. So while we're waiting for the oven to preheat to 400 degrees, thank you, Jasper, and I get to put my social pariah Parmesan garlic asparagus in, I'm going to get dinner started with some mild Italian chicken sausage with kale. And we're probably just going to have something totally not healthy at all. Get that blue box, baby. The kids like it. White cheddar and bacon. Nothing fancy. I don't even think you guys need to know how to prepare it. But yeah, I'm just going to have the chicken sausage with a little bit of the asparagus, or probably all of it. Because knowing my family, they're going to leave me with everything green. Well, okay, maybe Ed will eat some of it because he feels sorry for me. That's the truth. That's the truth. He does a lot of pity eating around here. So anyway, yeah, that's not all I'm going to have. It's just the asparagus. Golly, could you imagine the smell in the house? It'll smell like that for days too unless I do something about it. But it's worth it. It's so worth it. This stuff is so good to me. To me. You may not like it at all. So, I don't know if you guys watch Ed's Model Madness. That's my husband's channel. He does mostly scale model related videos, but sometimes he'll do something off the wall like cooking or washing his car or whatever. So, you know, check him out if you feel so led. And anyway, he's mentioned, stop screaming please. He's mentioned the move to Arkansas permanently. Right now, we just go back and forth like all the time to the Arkansas farm. You guys have seen the garden there, which gets neglected a lot because guess where we are, you know, you're either in Tennessee or you're in Arkansas. You're never in both places, but it's still a way to grow food. And, you know, there are people that are there. They just don't have time to do the garden because there's also a lot of other stuff to do. It's a family farm, and a lot of people don't understand how that works. Well, eventually, within the next, I would say, 6 or 7 months, you guys will see a lot more of the farm and, you know, tractors and combines and hoppers and trailers and soybeans and all that good agricultural fun. So look for some of those videos to start inching their way into the channels. In the meantime, we're starting to move a lot of things over a little bit at a time because we're also planning a home build over there. There is a house that's there that we stay, but it's not like forever home, and so we want to do some building. What do you guys think about that? Not gonna tell me? Leave a comment down below. Now it's time to add Parmesan. Oh, you guys don't smell it? Trust me, it's very garlicky. I'm not going to flip them or anything. All I'm going to do is sprinkle this all over this. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Sprinkle. That's right, Jasper. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. I just threw some back onto the stove. So hey, you know, cleaning the stove might be another video. Yay! There. And there we go. Timer set, 3 more minutes. And that's pretty much just to give the Parmesan time to melt really good and maybe get a little bit of, you know, crispiness.